What's up guys, Shockwave640 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generation 1 Combaticons and Bruticus. Well actually first of all we're going to be starting off with two of them. The way that this is going to be, today is going to be the arms, which are traditionally Blastoff and Vortex. The next review will be the legs, which are traditionally Brawl and Swindle, and then the final review will be Onslaught and Bruticus. And then from there, we will continue on to the other two Generation 1 combiners, possibly. I might take a break between them and just review something else, like maybe this guy, if anybody's interested in seeing him, or any of my other countless figures that I posted a picture of on Instagram, which feel free to go check that out if you want to see any kind of teasers or anything for the next review or the next exciting things coming to the channel, because I do have some things planned for the channel. But first of all, let's just get into these guys. And I wanted to do it like this and give them each their own kind of little spotlight, because from what I've seen on YouTube, they're like the reviews for especially G1 figures, people just kind of skim over them and take them for granted and just talk about how they're nostalgic and just talk about the characters and don't really talk about the toy or show the toy any kind of appreciation, just because they just want to get through it and just show that it's the G1 Transformers. I don't want to do that here. I actually want to show you guys the proper way to carefully transform them so you don't break them or damage them. I want to show you guys all their details and everything that they can do, including all of their combined modes, because it is a Scramble CD combiner, so each of them can be an arm or a leg, so I will show you all of their limb modes, but when I combine them like Bruticus, I'll do it the traditional way. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into it and move these guys off. But first, we're just going to get a couple size comparisons out of the way so I don't have to do it again 15 different times. The first one being, of course, their creator, which is G1 Starscream. So, kind of stick him back there so you can sort of see about how big he is. He's definitely bigger than these guys, because these guys were much smaller price point, I believe, anyways. But yeah, there you can see them with G1 Starscream. So, moving him off to the side. The rest of the size comparisons are more just for robot mode, except for another shuttle transformer for mainly Blastoff right over there. But well, I'll show that a little bit more later. But that was the other vehicle mode comparison. I don't think I really have any other vehicle modes to really show them around. Taking a quick look. We've got speed dial. If anybody has this and wants to know how big a Combaticon is, he's about the size of speed dial. This was the closest thing I had to a vehicle. It's either that or literally anything over here. So, very limited choices for what I can do for size comparisons in vehicle mode anyways, because I display most of my collection in robot mode. So, anyways, let's get into the review and move our adorable little baby Peach pullback racer. We will send her. I was going to try to send her off the table, but you know, she didn't really want to, because why would you want to send adorable little baby Peach off of the table? But anyways, let's pull these guys, all the team members out of frame, all the ones that we will not need. I'll show any kind of compatibility they have with each other in Onslaught's review, because they kind of have some compatibility with him in his vehicle mode, but I'll show that whenever I get to Onslaught. But for now, let's just move these two guys up closer and take a little bit better of a look. Sorry if it's a little bit dark. I didn't really think about putting anything down to make it a little bit brighter for them, but I guess this will just have to do. Hopefully it's not too bad. But so here we have Blastoff and Vortex, the arms of Bruticus usually. I don't remember much about their characters, so I can't really give you guys any kind of breakdown about their character or anything like that. I just don't really remember, because for the most part in the G1 series, most characters other than Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream, Optimus, Shockwave, and Soundwave all had no character whatsoever. So because you never really saw them, so I don't really remember any other character, except for I remember Swindle. Swindle's the easiest one to remember. He tried to sell his own team members, so. Anyways, so we're going to start off with Blastoff first, so we're just going to move Vortex out of the way. And of course, Blastoff, he does turn into a little space shuttle, a little brown, black, and purple space shuttle. He's really, really cool. He's very, very worn down. I think out of all of them, Onslaught has definitely suffered the worst play, but you can tell that these guys were played with. I do believe these are all the original stickers as well that the toy originally came with, so whoever had this played with it very nicely. And so yeah, just coming in, taking a close look at the details. You can see he's very, very shiny, which I do quite like. Him and Brawl are pretty shiny. Vortex is kind of shiny too, but it's mainly just him and Brawl. And coming along the sides, there's not a whole lot of molded detail in these guys. You can see the little engines here in the back. Sorry if it's kind of hard to see. Let's kind of get some light in there from my bedroom light. You can see the thrusters. Coming to the bottom, you can see his torso right there, which the torso is die-cast. Just this purple section right here is die-cast. But yeah, and you can see he does have a little rub symbol. The camera focus. There we go. He does have a little rub symbol, which you can rub your finger. I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, okay, the rub symbol seems like it's dead. It's not wanting to work. But so yeah, he's a simple little jet. I don't have any other weapons or anything either, but he would have two guns that would just plug onto the wings and they would just stick forward. Standard fare for flying transformers, for jet formers and things like that. If you can really consider this a jet. I do really, really like this color that they chose for the cockpit section, for the windshield or whatever you would consider this. It's pretty cool. This tail fin is on a hinge for transformation. These are also on a hinge. They don't go down any, but they can go up also for transformation. But if you wanted to angle those around, you could. And that's pretty much it for his shuttle mode. So we're now going to go into his leg mode, which is extremely simple to do. You just want to fold the wings up as close as they will get to his body. You want to face him to where his purple is facing forward. You're going to come to the nose cone. You're going to split it. Well, first you want to pull it out. It only comes out about that much. You don't want to try to force it anymore, or you might end up snapping something in there. So it only comes out about this much. Now you want to split it, and it's going to give you a little bit of resistance. I've seen this with quite a few G1 Blastoffs. It's really, really bad on Vortex, but he is going to give you a little bit of resistance when you're trying to bring his arms down. If he's giving you more resistance than you would like, just kind of give it a little bit more of a tug, and then bring his arm down. You can hear it's a very, very creaky joint. But he is going to give you resistance more times out of any, especially with Vortex. I've seen it really bad on a lot of Vortexes, but just be careful with it, be patient with it, and you won't break anything. And you can see, he was held together with that little post and that little port right there. These ports right here are his fists, so those didn't do anything in the vehicle mode. You just want to rotate these, and then you want to bring them down to his sides. Just like that. I don't believe they would lock in anywhere. I mean, I guess you could tuck them back behind the wings like that, and then you would grab either a left or a right foot. Just grabbing the right one, and then you would plug it into one of the corresponding holes in the thrusters right down there, and there you have Blastoff. The camera focus. There you have Blastoff and what would be his leg mode. So yeah, I kind of like his leg mode. His leg mode's pretty cool. It's just really, really short. Like him and Vortex don't make great legs. He makes a good leg if you have him with Swindle. Sort of Brawl. Brawl's just a weird leg in general. He's just kind of wonky, and Vortex is a little bit too tall to be a proper leg, but this guy does make a really cool leg. You can see why they used him in Ruination as a leg. I believe he was used as, but that is his leg mode. And now we're going to go into his arm mode. You just want to unplug the little foot. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bring these sections back up. Probably should have went into arm mode first, but you're going to bring those back up. You want to plug these back together. Push this back down. Camera's not wanting to focus. Focus, camera. Focus. Focus. There we go. You want to bring that back down. Now you want to extend this section. you want to turn him around, and then you want to flip out this little peg right here. I've always never really liked this. I always wished it went on this way, but for some reason, Blastoff goes on this way. I don't know why they didn't just put it on his chest like it is with every other combiner, but that's just the way that he is, and it makes him very, very floppy and loose. So, because my combiner peg is loose. And then you just want to fold the fin either backwards or forward, depending on whichever way you want it to be. And then you want to grab your fist right here. This is his right fist. And you just want to plug it into the upper port. Just like that. And there you have Blastoff in his arm mode. Very, very basic arm. I'll show all the articulation and stuff when I get to Bruticus mode, but there's pretty much nothing here. Just that. That's literally it. But, so yeah, that's his arm mode. Standard combiner, G1 combiner Scramble City arm. It's not really much going on. Now to get into robot mode, we're just going to pull the fist out, rotate him, go back to, not separating this, go back to pulling this out. You want to flip that back in, split his arms, make sure they aren't giving you any resistance, rotate them down so the purple part is facing towards you, and then get the camera to focus again. And then you just want to rotate his hand so it is facing forward. Bring it down, rotate so his hands are facing forward. And you can either keep the fin facing out right here, or you can sandwich it in. Most people just fold it in to get it out of the way. And there we have G1 Blastoff. And just coming in close here, take a quick look at his head. If my camera would focus. There we go. You see the sticker detailing is nice. Very, very damaged, but it is pretty nice. He's got a very stereotypical looking head on him. It's very barren. He does not have much going on with him at all, especially for a G1 toy. I guess most Scramble City toys were like this though. For comparison for him, I've got Power of the Primes Blastoff. I don't have a Vortex yet for Combiner Wars, so sorry he won't get a comparison, but you can see how they look side by side. Again, this camera, I swear. Anyways, sorry about the blurry camera. I don't know why my camera's not wanting to focus. But you can see the sticker detailing and the tampograph detailing there is supposed to match it pretty closely, along with that little bit of tampograph and paint right there. It's supposed to match the paint and stuff right there. The pink there is supposed to match the windshields, and the black legs match the black here. So yeah, he's pretty close together. But yeah, that is pretty much it for Blastoff. Oh, the articulation. His head doesn't do anything. His arms are on a ball joint, so they will go a full 360. They will go out, and with the transformation joint, they can go all the way up. And you can swivel his hands. They will not go all the way around. Do not try to force them, but they will go back in and they will go down. But they will not face outwards, so don't try to force it or you will break something. And his legs do nothing except for this, if you want to make him dance or something. But there we go. There is Blastoff in his robot mode, so we'll move him off to the side and bring in our good old buddy Vortex, which is probably my favorite out of all of these guys. It's either him or it's Blastoff. I'm not entirely sure which one I like more, but really, really cool looking. I do quite like this. Really cool sticker there on the side, on both sides. Tampograph sticker. I don't believe his works either. No, not really. It's probably just too cold in here. Some cool sticker detailing there, which is very crooked. And yeah, he's really cool looking. His gun would have been just like this little rifle that like clipped in to this gap right here in the front, I believe. Some small little rolling wheels. Blastoff had little rolling wheels too, but I forgot to mention them because I forgot I even had them. But propeller rotates very, very nicely. And then the back propeller, not so much. When you buy this guy, you want to make sure he does have his propeller, obviously. It just plugs in to the port right up there. Because it's really common to find this guy missing that. So, coming into the side, you can see his black windshield is not painted on the sides for whatever reason. He has no doors on the side also for whatever reason. Not really much detail or anything to speak of. These would be his hands that he would hold things with. His little just nubs jutting out of the side. Those are how he holds his guns. And yeah, he's doesn't have much going on with him. My camera's out of focus again. There we go. The bottom of his chest right here, this little pink piece is metal. I do believe he's got more metal in him somewhere else. Because I feel like he is definitely heavier than Blastoff. Him and Swindle are the heaviest, so I'm pretty sure there's more diecast in there somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But so yeah, just looking at the details. There's not really a whole bunch of detail in these guys. It is the G1 toys, so you get what you get. Now, going into his leg mode, it's a little bit more involved. Actually, we'll go into his arm mode first to make this a little bit easier. You just want to pull the cab, or the cockpit. You want to pull that forward, rotate this all the way around, exposing those two ports. You just want to grab the other fist. You want to plug it into the upmost port, just like that. And then come to his chest, flip out that peg. And if you want to, you can move this around, but you're not really supposed to. And then just bring this up. And there you have Blastoff in his arm mode. Or not Blastoff, Vortex in his arm mode. Standard arm affair has just got this weird shape to it. I'll get into the articulation and all that stuff later. He does have like this little shield right here. If you want to, you can just keep it right there if you like that look better. But I do believe you are supposed to rotate this upward. But yeah, now going into his leg mode, just gonna keep that up out of the way, pulling the fist out. Now you just want to take his legs and collapse them in. The way that this works, if I can get the camera to focus, the way that this works is there's kind of some hinges in here. You just kind of want to bring this up and work it down, and you'll kind of see that it will collapse itself, kind of like that. It's kind of hard to actually show the way that works, but if you kind of move the hinges around and stuff and don't force it, you will get it to collapse. Fold that in. You want to split, or not split, you want to pull out, just like that. You want to pull it out to where you can just see his face. Split this entire section. Pull it out a little bit more if you have to, because he does like to give you the most resistance. Bring his arms down. They will be very, very tight and very, very scary, especially since these just have a big gaping hole in there that looks a little bit more thin and obvious than on Blastoff. You want to bring his arms, just bring them straight down, just like that. And then you want to, yeah, you just want to keep the propellers up. You want to grab your foot again, plug it into one of those holes, and there you have Blastoff in his leg mode. He does also make a really cool leg. I do like the way that this leg looks with the propeller. Pretty sure you're supposed to take the propeller off whenever he's in leg mode. I'm not entirely sure, but you can if that's what you want to do, if you want to use him as a leg. You can do whatever you want. It is a Scramble City combiner, so you don't have to do it the way that the cartoon showed him or the box art. That's just the way that they had him. Because the animation models were designed after the toys, so that's just the combination they went with. But anyways, getting into his robot mode, you just want to extend the legs yet again, and you want to slide them back, just like that. And now you want to grab these, and you want to fold them all the way back, fold them all the way back. Camera, stay focused. And there you pretty much have Vortex in his robot mode. So, very, very basic transformation. I do like his robot mode the best out of all of the Combaticons. I do think he's the coolest looking robot mode. Vortex has always been one of my favorite Transformers. So you can come in, take a quick look at his little head, which is hard to see because the camera doesn't want to focus on it because it's too small, but very basic Soundwave-ish looking head with a red visor. Really cool details there on the stickers. I do like the way that that looks. I like how him and Blastoff just have strange looking colored torsos. He does have a little bit more articulation than his partner. Of course, his arms are still on a ball joint. He doesn't have a wrist swivel, but you can pretend he's got like a knife he can flip out of his arm. That's what I would have done if I had this guy as a kid, because that's what it looks like. But so that just flips back in, and then on this side you could pretend he's got like a freaking saw blade or something. That's kind of cool. So he's got some playability if you've got an imagination. If you look on the inside of his arms, he does have a little fist molded in, which that's pretty cool. He's got little arms in there. Now, of course, the head doesn't do anything again. The backpack, if you want to, you can keep it rotated down if that's the way you prefer for him to look. But this is supposed to be up over his back, just like this. His legs can move forward and back like this, if that's what you want them to do. And then you can bend him at the knee, sort of. It's like halfway down his shin, but you can move that if you want that to move for whatever reason. But yeah, of course his arms can also go up, just like Blastoff. He's got pretty much the exact same articulation as Blastoff, except instead of a wrist swivel, he's got a knee, so trade-off, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these guys. So bringing them back in for just the last little picture there. So yeah, there we have G1 Blastoff and G1 Vortex. Two very cool figures. I do very much like having them in my collection. They have a very special place for me because Bruticus is the first combiner that I was ever exposed to as a kid. So anyways, guys, I am Shockwave640. This was Blastoff and Vortex. If you liked the video, please like and comment and subscribe if you like my content. And so yeah, just be sure to share the video with your friends, and if you like the videos, then let them know about it as well. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.